Hello, math students. Welcome back to Module 2. It's called Rational Numbers, and this is Lesson 12, and it is called Solving Equations Using Algebra. Solving Equations Using Algebra. Our goal for today we will practice solving equations by using algebra with substituting variables and using mathematical properties. So wherever we see a variable and we find out the amount, we're going to put the amount where the variable was. And then we're also going to remember all those properties, commutative property, associative property, distributive property, to help us solve them, okay? Our question for today's lesson is, what are the additive inverse and multiplicative inverse properties, and how do they help you? So we talked about the multiplicative inverse in the couple of lessons ago, and the additive inverse is kind of just like the multiplicative inverse, but when you did multiplicative inverse, you multiplied by the reciprocal, and then when you use additive inverse, that means you add the opposite, okay? So I want to make sure that we remember this. So additive inverse means that you add the opposite. So I'm going to put that on there. And then multiplicative inverse means, I need to remind you of what that one means as well. Multiplicative inverse means that you multiply by the reciprocal. Sorry, I have to do that every time so I spell it correctly. So, additive inverse, add the opposite. Multiplicative inverse, multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, so things to remember. We're going to do a try this right off the bat because you guys know how to do all of this stuff. We just have to actually practice it to make sure we've got it. Susan and Bonnie are shopping for school clothes. Susan has $50 in her purse and a coupon for a $10 discount. Each shirt costs $12. Susan thinks that she can buy 3 shirts. Bonnie says that she can actually buy 5 shirts. Who is correct? Okay, so it says each shirt costs $12. So that's kind of important information. I'm going to underline that. Each shirt costs $12. Okay, we also know that Susan has $50 in her purse. And then we also know that she has a coupon for $10. So that means that her total amount of money that she can spend is $50. So we're going to say that that's her end amount, right? And then we know that each shirt costs $12. So we're going to say 12 times S for shirt, right? And then we know that she has a coupon for a $10 discount. So that means that whatever the total cost of the shirt is, she gets to subtract off $10 because it's a discount. So you would take, let's say if you had one shirt, the one shirt would cost $12, then we could subtract off $10, so that means that we only really have to pay $2. And then she would have $48 left. So we're saying that the discount is what you subtract off, right? So we're subtracting off that $10 discount, and now our job is to figure out how many shirts she can buy. She thinks she can buy 3, and Bonnie thinks that she can buy 5. So if we're trying to figure this out, we're going to do it both ways. So this one right here is going to represent Susan, okay? And then we're going to do it again over here, and we're going to represent Bonnie, and we're going to see who is correct. So let me write Bonnie's also. So $12 is what each shirt cost. It was a discount for $10, and Susan has $50 in her purse. So we have got to see how many shirts is going to make $50 and to see how many she can actually buy. So if we say that Susan said that it's going to cost, or that she can buy 3 shirts, then we're saying that it's 12 times 3, right, minus the $10 discount should equal 50. So let's see if we're correct. All right. So 12 times 3 is actually 36, right? Then we're going to subtract off the $10, and that's supposed to equal $50. So let's see if that's actually true. And I can already show you it's not, because 36 minus 10 is only $26, and Susan has 50. So I'm going to say that 3 shirts was too little. Okay, so now let's try over here and see what Bonnie figures out. Bonnie says she can buy 5 shirts, so we're going to do 12 times 5 shirts, right? Then we're going to subtract off the $10, and then that should be all of the money in her purse. Well, 12 times 5 is 60. Subtract off the $10 should be all the money in her purse. 60 minus 10 is 50, and 50 equals 50. So we now see that 5 shirts was the correct answer. So this one is yes, and this one over here is no, because 26 does not equal 50. So who was correct? Bonnie was correct. Bonnie got it right. So Bonnie is correct. Bonnie is correct. And we did that by substituting in our value of the variable right here, 3 for the S, 5 for the S, and that told us which one was correct in finding the answer. Okay? All right, so there's one more that I want you to do. And remember, today we will practice solving equations using algebra by substituting variables and using the mathematical properties, which we use the mathematical properties right here, right? And then we're going to solve this next problem. Andrew's math teacher entered the 6th grade students in a math competition. There was an enrollment fee of $30. It costs $11 for each package of 10 tests. The total bill was $51. How many packages of tests were bought? Okay, so let's go back and we're going to try to set it up. There was an enrollment fee of $30. So that's a one-time fee. It only happens once. They only have to pay it one time. It costs $11 for each package, $11 for each package of 10 tests. The total bill was $51. Okay, well that's not too hard. Let's see what we can figure out. So we know that the total bill was 51, so that's on the end of the equals, because that's the total bill. And then an enrollment fee of $30 one time, right? So $30 plus how many packages can we do? And so we have to set it up so that we are saying it's $11 per package. So 11P. P stands for package. So how many packages of tests were bought? Well, we've got to try to figure it out, because if we take 11, let's see, 11 times 2 would be 22. And then you say 22 plus 30 gives you 52. So could they buy 2 packages? And the answer is no, because if they buy 2 packages, then it costs $52, whereas that means that we could only buy 1 package, because the packages each cost 11, and 11 plus 30 equals 41, and so that would be enough. And so then I'm thinking that the packages would maybe be 1.5 or something like that. So what you were able to see is by choosing a number to try in there, when we tried 2, we know that 2 times 11 is 22, and 22 plus 30 is 52, so that's over it. So that means that the packages that they could buy, they could only buy 1 package, okay, because they said that the total cost was 51. Now, I'm wondering if that could have been a typo in the thing, because if we changed this to 52, then it would come out exactly, and so then we would know that 2 packages works, because 11 times 2 plus 30 equals 52, and let's see if that works, because 11 times 2 is 22, plus 30 equals 52, we know that 22 plus 30, 2 plus 0 is 2, 2 plus 3 is 5, 52 equals 52. So maybe it was a typo. Okay? And so basically, let's go back to our goal. Today we will practice solving equations using algebra by substituting variables and using mathematical properties. We did that. What is the additive inverse? That means when you add the opposite. What is the multiplicative inverse? That means you multiply by the reciprocal, which in these two problems we didn't actually have to do, but there could be some that you're going to be working on in class, so remember those. All right, kiddos, that's all I have for you today. Talk to you soon. Bye.